Hello everyone, this is Nikesh Agarwal and welcome to the video solution of the first question of Placement Test Series 1 by Sarthi Career. Feel free to pause the video at any point of time to solve the question before proceeding to view the solution. Now this is a very basic question which is asked by Cypress Semiconductors, which is a Tier 1 company, and this is the first question in the question paper, and it goes on to show how much importance they give to the basics. Now you would be amazed to know that I've given this question to a lot of people and 95% of the people have got it wrong. Let's go and solve this question and let's see whether you've got it right or not. Now to solve this question we have to go back to constants, the very basics of any programming language, and I'm sure most of you already know about it. So some of the different types of constants. We have character constant, which is nothing but capital A, small a, 1, and so on. And then we have integer constants, which is nothing but digits 0, 1, 2, 5, 10, 15, etc. etc. We have float constants, which could be any floating point numbers, 5123, 5.23, 1.23, etc. etc. And then we have hexadecimal constants. So if you remember, hexadecimal constants are denoted by 0x at the beginning followed by the number. So it could be 0x1f, 0x1, 0xf. So basically this is a base 16 number. And then finally we have an octal constant, which is denoted by 0 at the beginning and then the number. So 015, 012, 05, etc. etc. So immediately we could make out that this is nothing but an octal number. Now before you jump to the conclusion, this is the reason why it's a compile time error. We are equating an octal number to an integer number. Think again if that's the reason why it's a compile time error. So if you remember how the numbers are stored in the computer system, eventually everything is binary. It just doesn't matter whether it is a character, an integer, a hexadecimal, or an octal, because everything gets stored in a binary pattern. So which means you can actually go ahead and equate an integer variable with any with any type of constant. It could be a, or it could be 1, it could be 0x14 or 015. It just doesn't matter, because if you look at a in binary, a in decimal is nothing but 65. So eventually in binary it would be 1 triple 0, or sorry 1 00 and followed by this. So this is nothing but 65. So eventually what modifier we have in front of the variable decides how and what that number is going to look like, but eventually the binary remains the same for any of those numbers. So which means equating x with 018 is definitely not a problem. But what is a problem is, if you remember, hexadecimal. So if we talk about the most famous number system, so integers, we know integers are base 10, which means it starts at 0, goes on to 9, and then it wraps around with 10 and goes up to 19, and then again it wraps around to 20 and goes on to 29, and so on. If you look at hexadecimal, it goes from 0 to 15 and then it wraps around, and then it starts at 10 to 15, 0 to f, and so sorry, just make it 0 to f, and then it goes from 10 to 1f and so on. Now octal is a base 8, which means it starts at 0 and it goes up till 7, and then it wraps around from 10 to 17 and so on. Yes, I'm sure now you would have got it. So there is no number 8 in an octal representation of a number, and hence the compiler error. So just to take the just to go ahead with the question, let's change this number to 017 and let's see what the output would be if we have 017. Is it still a compiler error when the number is 017? No, 017 is a pretty valid number. So then what would be 017, when x is 017, what would be printed when we look at this variable? I mean this statement. So if you remember the number systems, the way the number systems were goes is, so you will say 1 into 8 to the power 1 because it's a base 8, and then 7 into 8 to the power 0, which is nothing but 15. So basically when you do a printf %dx, you're going to get 15 because %d says print the number x in a decimal pattern. So it will pick up the binary of 017 octal number, and it will convert it into a decimal equivalent, and then it's going to print it, and hence you'll get the output 15. I hope you've all understood the solution. So the answer to this question is compile time error, and if you go and change the question from 018 to 017, the answer is 15. Thank you guys.